everybody, and welcome to Final Play Sports Wrap. I'm your host, Pete Lubar, and today we're talking Mountain West Wrap Up Week 5. Week 5, there was only 7 games in the Mountain West last week and only 1 in conference. Fortunately, next week that changes. It sure would be great not to see that exciting San Diego State, Northern Illinois, and Boise and Appalachian State matchups. Appalachian State, I had to look up where it even is. And if you want to know, it is in North Carolina. And if you go to Michigan and you mention Appalachian State, they go into full panic mode. But nevertheless, there were 7 games in Mountain West last week. The conference game was between the University of Hawaii and the Air Force Academy. The game was played in Colorado Springs, and despite the home crowd and the altitude, it was the Rainbow Warriors who came away with the victory, 44-35. Mike Alejado, who last week was terrible, came back from his worst outing of his professional college career to go 35 for 47 for 457 yards and 3 TDs. Air Force quarterback Liam Zarka had 17 carries for 139 yards for the Falcons. Hawaii got out to a 17-7 first half lead. Both teams scored a TD in the third period, and then a track meet broke out on the next 7 possessions in the fourth period. Air Force scored or Hawaii scored. Boom, 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 back and forth. Air Force had 21 points for the period. Hawaii had 20. Air Force was pretty amazing on third down possessions. They were 14 of 19, which is really good. And so a good win for Hawaii. Bad loss for Air Force, who I think is now 0-2 in conference. In interconference play, it was a mixed bag for the Mountain West. Utah State went on the road to Vanderbilt and got smoked by the Commodores. 7th-year senior Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt carved up the Aggie defense for 321 yards and 5 TDs on 26 of 34 passing. He also ran for 79 yards and a TD on 9 rushing attacks. Fun fact about him, he's affectionately known in New Mexico as P-Boy, as he decided to take a whiz on the Lobo Shield in their indoor practice facility in 2023 as a member of New Mexico State. He's a kid born in Albuquerque, raised in Albuquerque, and peed on the New Mexico logo. So, classy kid. Bryson Barnes had 163 yards and 3 TDs for the Aggies, but left in the third period with a shoulder injury. They have a bye week, I think, this week, so he may have some time to recover, but definitely out. Speaking of New Mexico, the Lobos beat their hated rival, the New Mexico State Aggies, 38-20. They really pulled away from the Aggies in the second half after trailing 20-17 at halftime. Jack Lane, quarterback in New Mexico, was 23 of 36 for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns. Keegan Johnson, a transfer from K-State, had 5 receptions for 117 yards and 1 TD for the Lobos. The Aggies got a couple of gifts from the referees in the first half, nullifying an interception by New Mexico. It sure looked like an interception on replay, and then awarding a fumble for a TD to New Mexico State on a play where the ball appeared to come out of the player hands after he hit the ground. So that kept New Mexico State in it, or the score would have been worse. But good win for New Mexico, and they start conference play this week at San Jose. San Diego edged out future Mountain West member Northern Illinois 6-3 in what I'm sure was a thriller. Quarterback Jason Denegal from San Diego State had a whopping 110 yards passing and 2 interceptions. The offensive totals for both teams were 266 to 179. It was obviously a defensive battle, and you could probably argue that there were no highlights from this particular game. Wash State traveled to Colorado State and beat the Rams 20-3. I'm guessing the seat is getting really warm for Jay Norvell, as CSU is now 1-3 and 1-2 at home. While the CSU Rams matched the Cougars for total offense, 347 to 334, the Rams could never get in the end zone. San Jose State traveled down the highway to Stanford on Saturday and lost 30-29 to the Cardinal. Walker Eget had a monster game for San Jose State, completing 16 of 28 for 473 yards and 3 touchdowns. Neither team was able to rush the ball. San Jose had 51 yards rushing. Stanford had 37. And San Jose missed a field goal in the third period, and they lost by 1. They fall to 1-3 with hot New Mexico coming in. Boise beat an overmatched App State 47-14 from North Carolina. And Madsen, quarterback for Boise, had 321 and 4 TDs. Boise got out to a big lead, 21-0, and were never really threatened. And as ridiculous as it sounds, we're starting week 6. It's almost the midpoint of the season. So looking ahead to next week, there are 2 games Friday night. New Mexico travels to San Jose State. San Jose State is a 2.5-point favorite. I would take New Mexico on this one. Colorado State travels to San Diego State. San Diego State is a 5.5-point favorite. I would take San Diego State. And then Saturday, you have Air Force traveling to Navy. Navy's 11.5-point favorite. That's probably right. I think I would lean to Navy on that. Air Force hasn't shown the ability to stop anyone at all defensively. Boise travels to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 19.5-point favorite. I would probably take Boise and the points in that case. So take the points on Boise. UNLV is playing at Wyoming. They are 3.5-point favorites over Wyoming. I would take UNLV in that game. And Nevada plays at Fresno State. Fresno State is a 4.5-point favorite. I would double down on the house on that. Nevada is not a good football team at this point. Hawaii has a bye, so they're off. And that concludes my wrap-up. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me out. It's amazing how hard it is to get people to hit the subscribe button. But please do so, and appreciate you all, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.